I'm currently using the G400 LST with a Tor X shaft in. I think it's only an inch longer than standard. The woods, obviously with me being so tall, we can't go too long with the woods because they sort of start to feel awkward. 3 wood is the G400. That probably is one of the biggest things that I've put in the bag this year, because I never could use a 3 wood. So we worked that out with ping, you know, fitting always matters. My 5 wood is actually an old G series 5 wood. That's the old trusty, I can't take that out of the bag. I've always struggled changing my equipment, but I'm always a believer in, you know, if you've got something that works, don't change it. So that's why I've always trusted this club, and I've just really struggled to change it, so I'll just leave it in until something happens to it, basically. You know, for me it's been a great club going into like the longer par 5s, and obviously it also has been a great tee shot club as well. So it's kind of been a bit of both, which is great. So the driver's carrying about in the region of 300 to 315 yards. Obviously the weather conditions change that with temperature and stuff like that. The 3 wood I aim to sort of hit it, you know, carries about 275. 5 wood carries at 245. I also carry the I210. It says it's a 3 iron on the top, but it's bent to a 2 iron. It's great piece of kit for me when it's sort of, you know, blowing and windy. So for this week at St Andrews and Carnoustie, this will be in the bag instead of the 5 wood. But you know, this doesn't need to be used every single week. It's just another option for me when when we're sort of playing the link stuff, and just gets the ball lower and running for me a little bit more, really.
How far would you carry that?
This was carrying as far as the 5 wood, so perfect fit, carrying at like 245, but running out to like 275 when I flushed one. So for these 3 courses that we're playing this week, it's perfect. Yeah. So I'm using the iBlade irons. These are 4 degrees upright, 1.75 longer than standard. These irons, I've used these irons ever since they've been out in production. Find them great, really forgiving, but they've also got, you know, the blade look. Again, obviously for me being so tall, Ping have been great in fitting me. It's a company that are obviously fantastic at that sort of thing, so the fitting sort of really does matter. So my 4 iron is carrying 232, 6 iron is 209. They're just some rough sort of numbers for you to go from there. Wedges, I use 56 degree, 60 degree, 52 degree, all with sort of standard lofts, standard bounds, except from the 60 degree I have some sort of, you know, the heel relief. Just when I'm hitting the lofted shot, it sort of sits the leading edge down for me, but it doesn't really affect the bounce on the back of the club. For me, bounce is you know, massively important, especially for short game. A lot of people don't use it enough. So this one is 90 yards flat out, 60 degree. 56 is 110 flat out. 52 is 125 flat out. I always try and vary the lofts, sort of depending on the line, depending on the shot. But obviously, with the type of golf we play a lot now on tour, you've got plenty of options. But you kind of always finding yourself with a loft, because the greens are usually soft, very receptive. So, you know, 60 degree probably gets used the most in and around the green out of any other wedge. Yeah, so I've been using the Ping Volt, the Anser Volt 2. I've used this the whole season, which has been, you know, it's been great. I've putted well, but I'm just testing out the new Tyne 4 Sigma 2 prototype with the new neck and the new style of face at the minute, which is also being fantastic. Probably we'll use that at some point. Well, it's just slightly heavier, you know, it's slightly heavier. I feel like I've got a little bit more control when it's windy. It's not kind of as wafty, and the face is just fantastic, so soft, but yet still feels like it comes off fast, which is also great. So yeah, this is actually a really old-fashioned Ping grip. It's called the Finger Lock. They sort of don't make them anymore, but they've sort of carried on making them for me, which is fantastic. It's a little bit different to the new kind of grips that are all square and then round at the back. It's kind of just got the ridges, and then, you know, the round feel like you would feel on your irons as well, with the sort of tyre, you know, the tyre lines down it. So it's great little grip for me, this.
How long is it for?
This is 35 3/4. So again, not super long, like you would think it'd be, because, you know, the longer I go with my clubs, it takes away the control of the clubs for me. So you might see me crouched over a little bit, but that's why. I currently use the Pro V1, but this is actually the 2013 Pro V1, purely and simply because it is such a low spinning ball, but still feels soft. Obviously, I hit the ball, you know, hard, like very hard, so that's just natural sort of power. So this was a ball that kept the spin down for me, but also gave me the control around the greens. And I switched to this ball at the start of this year. Yeah, I was having real difficulty keeping the spin control down, and this has been fantastic for me. I mark it with my girlfriend's initials and my initials, and the reason why I do that is because when we first met, I just turned pro, and she said, "Oh, you know, let's kind of do it, just do it for a laugh." But then I won my first, you know, like my second or third professional event on the Europro Tour. So then I've just done it ever since, really. See if I can get a win again.